Welcome back to another episode of Excuse My Grandma. It's Kim and my co-host,
Grandma Gail. Can't believe it's November. I just can't believe it. The leaves are almost off most of the trees now because we had that rain and the wind.
I knew you were going to talk about the weather. What did I say before this started?
I have to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about the weather.
It's a new season coming in. Winter is coming. So
Do you know what Winter is Coming is from?
What?
Game of Thrones.
In what?
That's Game of Thrones. That's like the
is it really?
catchphrase of that show.
Oh, I didn't realize
Winter
that.
is coming.
I've never seen Game of Thrones.
Well,
so I'm probably the only one in America. But anyway, the season, you do feel it in your bones. I'm wearing a heavier jacket now. Everybody's ready for the holiday season. November, to me, reminds me of Thanksgiving and then Christmas. I started watching all these Christmas shows on television, and they're advertising on all the shopping channels, all the things for Christmas already, all the decorations, all the food. So it sort of puts me in a festive mood in a time where it has been so dismal the last few weeks and going around the city and watching the news. So I like a little cheer.
I know. It's like, how do you find cheer or positivity in anything?
Well,
I just feel like I'm in a general mood.
Yeah, well, I think everybody's in that mood. And I think what's more upsetting are what's happening with the young people. And they've got to start really teaching young people how to be tolerant of each other. I think this should be a basic civics course in every lower schools and high school, how to respect one another's different ideas and different faiths. I think it's basically lacking. And it's very sad because we have to live in a world with many different religions, many different nationalities. And I never used to think about it that much, but people have become alienated. And of course, with the treachery and the terrorism on October 7th, that's all mushroomed into much wider conversation. And I think it's very, very sad. And, I really do believe it starts in education. And I'm a firm believer that we really have to start with little children, teach them love. Teach them love. It's very important.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Kim, we went. Actually, we what?
No, were you going to say Harmony?
I was going to say we went to a show last night.
It reminded me because
Harmony.
Anti-Semitism was the core of this show, essentially.
Well, it takes place in Berlin in 1933, and it was done by Barry Manilow, which is so interesting because I had seen him at Madison Square Garden with your grandfather.
Yeah,
in the spring.
I was jealous I wasn't invited to that.
He's so fabulous. He's 80 years old. He's
and
my
he
age. He wrote this musical, but he wrote it, I think.
Am I an idiot that I thought it was about him for the first half?
I know. You kept saying, where's Barry Manilow? It's his life. That wasn't his life.
I thought he was gonna be his son or something.
Copacabana. You thought he was going to come out singing Copacabana.
I honestly didn't know that it's just that he wrote it and has nothing to do with his life.
No, it's a true story that he evidently bought the rights to. And he's been writing the music with his, I think his partner actually, for over 18 years. And he's tried, he had it in off-Broadway, he's taken it on the road. And because he mentions it in his, at Radio City, that this is the love of his last creation. This is something he wants to leave behind. And the music was really quite nice.
I actually thought it was really good new music. It's hard, like every time, we'd love to go to Broadway shows together. Right. We're going all the time. And anytime I see a new musical, I'm like, oh, it's going to be like kind of torture because I've seen I loved Six. I loved Anne Juliet. Those are all new musicals. But sometimes I go in and I'm like, the music is just not what it was in like old shows. This I thought held up. It was like that kind of
I enjoyed it, and of course the talent was wonderful. I mean the voices, it adds to it when you have really beautiful voices singing songs. The older gentleman who plays the lead that goes back from when he's young and then brings you back to the present, his voice was really spectacular, and we saw it in a preview. So I'm not sure I don't know how he's going to do this every night because it was a tremendous.
How old is he, do you think?
I would say he's probably
Mid-80s?
a guy in. No, he's supposed to be in his 80s, but I don't think the actor was not. No, I think he was in his early 60s.
Oh my God, you're the worst at ages.
No, I'm telling you, that's
you can Google it. I am gonna guess late 70s.
No way. Then he definitely is never going to make the end of this show because it's really a strenuous number.
I'm actually curious, but
it was a good show, and
it's crazy, like comparing Nazi Germany to today is not that
dissimilar. It's not that dissimilar.
Like
and pretty
swastikas
frightening.
were being written on walls there, and it was written on my alma mater,
Cornell.
week ago. So,
and also today. Yeah, exactly.
So
I think what's happened to the college campuses have just got to focus now. They really have to get on board and start having courses.
Like, is Hamas the modern day Nazi party?
No, it's just Hamas is like ISIS was, and
but it's like brainwashing people.
Well, I think that's more of the Iranian culture that's training these other terrorist organizations around the world. They send their messages all over the place, and that's the problem. And I think we've been appeasing Iran and other countries that follow similar ideologies too much. We've been giving them money and trying to hope they'll be quiet. We've let them develop nuclear energy and hopefully they're not too close to an atomic bomb as well, a nuclear weapon, which, it's a scary thought that people like this with terrible thoughts about mankind, that if you don't follow their way of thinking, you should be extinct. So this kind of stuff we really have to stop. And, I don't know when it's going to do something better. I'm a little disappointed. I'm proud of the president, think he's come out well in this. But I think we need to do more as a country and as a free democracy that really should be a beacon to everyone across the world. And it's falling a little short, as is, by the way, England. I think they haven't really done enough. There's been too many violent protesting going on there in London and many of the other countries. And I think we have to sort of say, enough is enough. So, but on that topic, let's finish that topic because it's going to go on and we're going to have this, I'm sure, for several more months of discontent. So I think we need to talk about something more pleasant.
Well, let's talk about things we've done in the last week or so that has brought fun into our lives.
Well, fun into our lives. Well, I must say that what we've done with our Halloween outfits was fun, Kim. That's over now.
You didn't want to dress up.
I didn't want to dress up because I hate dressing up, but that Wilma wig that you bought, or was it?
Well, okay, I didn't want to splurge on a wig. It was probably $6.
Thank heavens! I think it was $6 too much. I thought it looked like it was like on fire, but we had a lot of fun doing it. You look very cute.
This year I was so underwhelmed.
Betty was very cute.
Did you want to hear about my Halloween night?
Oh yeah, I want to hear about your Halloween party at your apartment. You mean?
Well, no, I didn't have a party at my apartment. I had two girls over.
Well, that's a party.
More
than one person
to get ready before we went to a party.
Oh, all right, okay.
And when my friends came over, I made a little candy charcuterie board, just all different types of candy, which was cute.
Did you show that on Instagram?
I posted it
because that was adorable.
I posted it on my personal Instagram, Kim Merstein.
Okay, you got to look at it. It was adorable.
And then we went to the event, which they do a good job with the decorating, and they had like a big women on stilts with like dragon wings and stuff. I didn't talk to anybody or meet anyone new. I literally just talked to the two girls I came with.
I think that's what I said to you. I think it's very difficult to go to one of these big events. I know you've been to the one at the Met recently. Mm-hmm. You were at something else recently for some other charity. It's very hard to just go up cold turkey to somebody and say, my name is.
But then where are these guys, like these random girls that I know, like they all were showing up with new boyfriends. I'm like, where are they finding them from?
Well, they find them, but they're not as fussy as you, Kim. So they stick with the one guy that they come in with.
I don't think so.
Oh, well, maybe they put an ad in the paper, rent a guy for the night to make Kim jealous.
That has to be what it is. There's no other explanation.
Exactly. I'm sure that's it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's it.
So it was kind of like whatever, the party. But
that's fun. At least there was something, and you saw different people in different costumes. That's always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's better than what I did because I think I binged on a couple of Netflix programs. I'm back on my foreign films again. So, Movie of the Week had one on in Austria, which I loved. And
I don't think I'll be watching.
No,
that.
I know nobody except for about 12 people watch what I watch, but it was fun, and it was cold and it was raining again, so I really didn't do very much.
Yeah.
So,
I'm watching. Charlie D'Amelio.
Yes, of course.
The TikToker?
Yes.
Yeah.
He has a girlfriend now.
No, it's a girl.
Oh, who is the one from This Is Us? Or he's an actor. And he.
What?
Yes, I just saw it. He just got engaged. The fellow he was on a very successful television show last year about a family, and he keeps reverting back in his age. He keeps remembering the past. His name is D'Amelio too, I think. All right, well,
Charli D'Amelio is like the most famous TikToker girl.
All right. I don't know who that is.
She like basically started TikTok. She's like 18 probably.
All right.
Whatever. She won Dancing with the Stars last year.
Okay.
Anyway, her family has a reality show on Hulu, and I kind of love it. So that's what I've been watching.
Okay. She's 18. Does she go to college?
She didn't go, and that's like kind of what she's like struggling with, being a normal kid, and she's made it, and
but you see, this is what happens when you get fame like this. Talking about that, we'll go back to being sad again. That Matthew,
she really struggles with anxiety and depression.
But I'm talking about Matthew Perry now, who at 14 was already a star and was on in different movies, and then he went to Friends at 24, and he was already an alcoholic and addicted to pain medication and several other terrible things.
Did anything come out? Like, did he overdose or what?
They don't know, because it'll take 6 weeks, I think, for the actual pharmacological test to come back. It's pretty hard to drown in a hot tub, but I guess if you have a heart attack or something like that, you basically could. And he was in such poor health because of all his terrible problems that he's had over the years. But, he was such a wonderful
I actually never watched
comedian.
Friends.
Oh, I loved it. And I still watch it. I watch it sometimes late at night. It's on. They were such a good ensemble, and was good fun, and friendships. Another thing were good friendships really carried the day, and it was very nice. And it's sad. He was only, I think he was 54 years old. I mean, that's just awful. And he had a family. He was never married, and he has no children, but he has a family, and it's terrible, I'm sure, for them too.
Let's finish up the episode with an Ask Grandma Anything. You guys wrote these questions on Instagram. The first one is your daughter or granddaughter more like you?
I would say my granddaughter is more like me.
I thought you were going to say mom.
No, I think you're more like me. Actually, I think my grandson is more like me. I'm going to take that back. I think you're more like your mom. And
we're all variations of each
other. We're all very similar.
Yeah,
we all have similar
but we also
outlook.
have like opposite tendencies in some ways.
Yes.
I guess that's just everyone.
Thank heavens, then everybody would not be a clone.
How do you deal with mean girls and bullies at college?
Well, that's a very serious issue. And, I remember even when I went to college, there were issues with people who were cliquey and not inclusive. I think it's hard. I think you have to sort of find your own set of friends, keep away from them because they mean nothing good will come of it. Don't try to be part of their crowd. It's not worth it. They're not, they don't measure up to you. And, do the best you can. And if they really are mean in doing something, I would have to talk to an advisor. I think because some of them can be really vicious.
There's a lot of questions of people stressing about age difference. One is, what does Grandma think about dating a guy 9 to 11 years younger? And one is, what's Grandma's take on a 10-year age difference, late 20s girl, late 30s boy? So in one situation, the girl's older. One situation, the boy's older, but both 10-year age gaps that people are like concerned about.
Well, I think it depends on your age. I think if somebody is 30 and you're dating somebody 40, a male, that's fine. If the girl is 40 and the fellow is 30, then you have a biological issue because, women have a clock and men don't. So I think it also depends on what you want out of a relationship. I think if you're going around for the first time without having children and you're really in a serious relationship, I don't mean just dating, then you could do whatever you want. But if you're really in a relationship, I think you have to think about whether you want a family with this man or woman, and then accordingly. I mean, now women can have children in their early 40s, but it's still a little trickier, so you have to be a little careful about that. And also, I think age is only a number, as we've said many, many times. And certainly if you're older and it's 10 years difference, then who cares? I mean, just if you would like each other and enjoy being together, just go for it. A lot of it has to do.
But I feel like, don't you also, when you're older, it starts to also kind of be an issue?
Well, I think,
let's say
yes.
when you're 25 and 35, okay, whatever. But then what about suddenly when one's 75 and one's
90,
85,
right?
Like
yeah,
that.
well, then it does. But
Yeah.
if you've had a lot of good years, you can't complain about that either. But it's what you're willing to do. Life has to be lived as an experience together and should be enjoyed. Mm-hmm. However, if the ideal situation would be a 2 to 5 year difference or an 8 year difference in a relationship, I think.
Is it bad to not have butterflies at the beginning?
I personally don't believe in the butterflies because that could be your acid reflux. But I think it is nice to have a feeling that you're excited about seeing somebody after 1 or 2 dates, that you're looking forward to it. If you're not looking forward to an evening together, forget the butterflies. Just to see the person, go out, have a good conversation, whatever you're going to do on the date, then maybe it's just not for you.
Yeah. I think you need a little flutter.
You
but
can
it's
have
really
a flutter,
rare.
but it could be really pains in your stomach at that point.
Yeah, I get bad tummy aches. Okay. How often do you get your hair blown out? It always looks amazing.
Well, my hair I do my hair twice a week, basically, the beginning and then towards the weekend. And it'll stay. If the right person does it, because I have to do it professionally, I cannot do it myself. I'm not very good at it. I've tried, and I have to put rollers in it, and I have to put all kinds of gook in it. And I mean, I can do it if I have to, but it's much easier if somebody does it for me in my neighborhood. And then I can always comb it and put a few electric rollers in it. I need to do it twice a week. My hair doesn't get that dirty. It's just a matter of the style goes out. The line goes out.
Let's end there. We'll answer the rest on our Instagram, so make sure to follow us on there.
And just remember, November is a good month, so we're looking forward to loads of fun things for the fall season and some recipes that we're going to do for either Thanksgiving or whatever thing pops into our head
This
for the
is
new
news
season.
to me, but I guess we'll be cooking.
I think we have to be cooking again.
Okay. Another great episode of Excuse My Grandma. Follow us, Excuse My Grandma, on TikTok, Instagram. Check out our YouTube, Snapchat. Also, guys, we do have a newsletter. I don't know if people are aware. If they like to check their email, every Thursday we send out an email including what we've been up to, our podcast links, our merch links, things like that. So definitely subscribe there. There's the link in our bio on Instagram or TikTok. You can find it there. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.